So my task is to transmit to you, and you can transmit to others, this noble theme that's called true life in God, that turns souls from a desert into a heaven. It transforms because it's powerful. It's coming from God. And once you start reading it, then you see that there's something there. It puts your soul aflame. Because a soul senses the presence of God, senses the words that come from God, that it's not human. So my position is to transmit to you this divine, I would say, long, lengthy letter from our Father in heaven. And I'm like a postman who carries this letter to you. It's up to you to open it and read it. But I will not, as you saw, as I read, I will not be accountable that I have not done what I had to do. I've done my duty. If I didn't do it, I will be held accountable. But I'm doing it, and I don't care what they think. I don't care if I receive spittle. I don't care if they say I'm a false prophet. I don't care if they say I'm an imposter. I don't care. I just go. And it's just like Jesus told his disciples when he sent them 2 by 2. He said to them, do not stop on the way to salute anybody. But it meant in reality, do not pay attention to what they will tell you. Because if you stop of what they are, you're start to being concerned, then you will not accomplish your mission. So you just continue, just like a bulldozer. You go straight and you do what you have to do. And don't care about the consequences. My brother-in-law had said to me before I went to Rome, because we were supposed to go to Rome for 6 years because of the work of my husband, but my husband says, I'm only the tail. Whatever happens is because of you. So we were sent to Rome because there would be something happening, and that something happening was with Niels, who together he approached Cardinal Ratzinger, the then Cardinal Ratzinger, and we triggered this thing to come to a clarification where he asked me the 5 questions and I answered. And actually they are in here as well in the end of this book. So everything happened according to what God wanted it to happen. But my brother-in-law, when he heard that I was going to Rome, he said, oh, Vassula, very seriously, they are rebuilding and reshaping the Colosseum. And I said, are they? Are they? I believed. You know why? Because then he said, because they're going to throw you in there with the lions. They're preparing it for you. So anyway, it was the opposite actually, because the Lord had predicted also all prophecy that has been said has been accomplished. So far there are others that have not been yet accomplished. Like for instance, he was telling me there that he was going to send me to Rome and that something good will come out, in the sense by saying to me, and the fig tree will reproduce its fruit, and the vine, its leaves, and so forth, and my word will be carried across the oceans. So I knew that something is going to happen in Rome, and good, and it did. That was done. Other things, there are warnings. So here, if God speaks, because it is needed, we are in great trouble. We are in great danger. So God comes to our help. But Satan, who prepares a big holocaust, does not want this to pass. He predicted the tsunami in detail 3 times in the past. And you can read it. It's not that it's done after, it's before. It's even saying that the islands will move from their place, that the earth will move from its axis and tremble and go out of its axis. He described everything. And it was one of the prophecies of these 3 times was during Christmas. And it was during Christmas. He predicted the towers that fell in New York. 10 years by the date. 11 September 1991 and 2001, the towers fell. Why does this happen? He does not do it. It's us. from our wickedness, lack of repentance. He does not hear the cry of repentance. These things are being drawn by us. We draw God's justice on us. And now we have a third thing that's coming, that we cannot take away from, it's too late, but we can diminish it with our prayers and our changing our heart. And praying for the conversion of the unconverted people out there. Because we will be held responsible. Why didn't you pray for your brothers there? Didn't you care? You have tasted God's banquet. What about the others that are starving out there? Why don't you pray for their conversion? That will show only your love for neighbor. That will show that you are shedding your own blood just like Jesus shed his blood for us, because his love was without interest. And so we have to do the same. So this is important, to ask for the conversion of this world and pass on this message, each one of you, to 10 people. God is speaking today, but is anybody listening? You can hear. Hear is different. Listen is to put things into action. Thank you for your patience.